Hi, I'm Laura Stover, Director of HR Advisory Services. Today we're talking about mistakes with employee handbooks. Now I realize that employee handbooks is not the most exciting topic, but having a current and updated handbook is really important to your business. It's going to be a really nice communication resource to set expectations with your employees, especially your new hires. You're going to use it with your leadership team to help manage employees, and it's also going to help protect your company and act as a defense against employment claims. Over the years, as I've worked with clients, I've seen quite a few common mistakes with employee handbooks, and I wanted to share just a few of those with you. Probably the biggest mistake I see is companies not really understanding what employment laws apply to them. With a handbook, it's not one size fits all. So if you go out on the internet and you're trying to grab another company's handbook or a random template, or even borrow one from somebody you know with a company that they work at, it's probably most likely not going to match your own company. Employment laws vary based on how many employees you have, based on what states and localities you're in, and even on your industry, or whether or not you're a government or nonprofit employer. Another common mistake is not including key compliance policies. Your handbook has a lot of discretionary information and recommendations in it, but there are compliance policies that are required and should be included. And these include things like harassment and discrimination prevention, wage and hour policies, at will, reasonable accommodations, and that's just naming a few. So you want to make sure that you have those key compliance policies included in your handbook. Another thing I see quite often is where a company's policies don't match their practice. So they have a handbook and written policies, but they're not necessarily following them. And of course, that causes problems. And that could be for many reasons. Maybe you've changed guidelines or rules over the years, but you've just never looked at your policies. Or maybe you have a compliance policy that really should be followed and you just need to do some more management training. But you want to make sure that your policies and practices match, because if they don't, that really undermines your credibility and is going to cause problems down the road. Which leads me to the last common mistake, and that's really not ever updating or reviewing your handbook once it's created. You want to make sure that you're reviewing it regularly. We recommend at least annually, because employment laws change and your policies change, and you want to make sure that it's current. And we also recommend having an outside expert take a look at it, because that's going to help ensure compliance. And that person will also be able to take a look at it and probably see ambiguities or inconsistencies that you really just don't notice because you're too close to the verbiage over the years. So creating a handbook or updating a handbook can be a pretty big task. But as a business, if you focus on this, your business is going to run more smoothly and you're going to avoid problems down the line. So as you dust off your handbook or even look to create a new one, please reach out to us with any questions. And thanks for watching.